Hey, what up, yo? You already know what time it is, baby. Conversation with the stars hosted by yours truly, Uncle Blaque, aka the man who the diamond. You're never the main man. So, vandaag, I got my big brother. I got a legend in the game, a guru, a super, like, yo, bro. Like, I think, like, from today, after this interview, you should be able to respect AB Crazy a whole lot more, bro. Like, yeah, we're going on with the big brother AB Crazy right now. So, we're not going to waste any time. So we on right now. Let me just get him on so you can know more about this legend, man. Like this man is a legend. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, this legend, bro. Like let's give this man his flowers. Almost. Oh man. Okay, let's see if we can go on. Hey, my brother, you good?
I'm alright, man. And you?
I'm good, bro. Thank you for
Cool,
this
cool.
opportunity.
No, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
And God bless. So like, yeah, bro. Before we can start, I just want to tell you that, bro. Like, you're a legend. Like, you're a real legend. I'm not saying this because you're on my platform, but you're a legend, bro.
Yeah. No, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
so like to respect your time, bro, like let me start by like knowing the type of child you were, bro. What kind of kid were you? Were you always in music or were you into soccer?
Well, no sports at all. It's just been school. It was just school and it was just school and music. But anyway, music like came like at a later stage, you know. Like
Oh,
Yeah, so it was just school. So I'd like go to school after school. I'll just be at home. I didn't really like do much, moving around, as a kid. Yeah.
oh, so you being this humble and quiet is not an act, it's you, the real you.
No, I don't think I'm humble. I just think I don't know. I don't even know if I'm if I'm humble. I'm sure there are people out there that don't think I'm humble. So, but yeah,
But
I get it a lot. Like people will always be like, so I don't understand what they mean by that because I don't think I don't know. I don't understand it. Yeah.
but
But
bro,
then
like
it's
in
not
your
an act.
yeah, I can tell it's not like in your music you do talk about being humble, you do talk about appreciating the people in your life. So like are you not living by that?
Um,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Can you hear me? What's going on? Bro,
In
can
my
you hear me?
music, I'm humble.
Yeah.
I think
You talk
I
about
don't know if it's my network or I
oh
talk
man.
about.
Okay, wait, like
I
are
don't
we
know.
on the same page?
Yeah, I think it must be my. I don't know. I don't know if it's our Wi-Fi here or your side, but yeah, I didn't get that. It was.
Well, I was saying in your music you do talk about being humble and appreciating the people in your life. Are you not living by that?
Yeah, I think I do appreciate people, although I don't have a lot of people in my life.
Yes,
But like,
yes.
I'm talking about in terms of family. We're not a big family, so but it's just I think everybody was taught like to be humble. Growing up, all our moms taught us to be humble, to appreciate people, love people, be kind. So obviously, so if I'm gonna make songs, that's part of my programming, growing up. So I'm gonna talk about it because my music is very like soulful, it's like so
Yeah.
obviously it has to do with being kind and humility and it's emotions and all of that. So I'm just really saying what I think everyone was taught at home. I don't think there's any mom out there that's ever like told their kids not to be kind or to be not to be humble, So I'm just
There are
saying what basically I'm repeating what everybody knows already. It's a pity people don't do it. They don't follow that. But yeah, I'm just really, repeating what my mom taught me. So yeah.
honestly for me to respect it this much is because of the platform you're at. You know, when people achieve so much in the
Yeah.
public space, then people
Yeah.
start losing. when you stop being humble. So that's why I respect you, because like you've done so much and like still nobody knows what you drive, nobody knows the type of crib you eat, nobody knows how expensive your clothes are. Like I respect that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think it's where I come from, keeps me grounded. I'm not a Joburg guy. I didn't grow up in Jersey,
yeah,
so I never tried to fit into like cliques or what people do in Joburg. So coming home, like I'm from Mpumalanga, so every time I have
yeah.
to see my mom, that keeps me grounded. Like that reminds me that, hey, you from here, you're not so different, from people like the lawyers around here, like, the doctors and the business owners around here. You just a musician. That's how you make your money, because Joburg can have that effect, can make you think you better than, just because you're on TV, you think you're better than the doctor out there. But we need doctors. I mean, when we get sick, we need people to take care of us. We need accountants to run our money. We need lawyers to help us whenever we need legal assistance. So that's what I keep. I remind myself of all of those things, and then I know that everyone's important. So wherever I go, and when I meet people, I know that everyone's important, So I never
Oh, brother.
really, yeah. So I guess it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes it's just who you are. Like, as much as I would want to try to be arrogant, I just can't be arrogant. It's just not my thing. I don't see the point. Because I don't have to prove anything to anyone. Like, I don't have to prove anything to you. I don't have to prove anything to the world. The only thing I need to do is make good music. If you don't like the
Yeah.
song, then I make another one. But apart from that, like, I don't have to show you what I'm eating, what I'm driving, what my house looks like, what the people around me. I don't even have to show you what my mom looks like. You know,
We don't know.
so yeah, but you don't have to know, because it's not what I didn't come like get in the game to put my whole entire family in this space. I want them to be free, and live their own life, you know.
That's very debatable, because one would say like once you put them in public space, you expose
Yeah,
them to opportunities. They can start businesses because now they are known. People can easily follow them.
no, that's not true. That's not true. That usually comes from publicists or managers who are just trying to milk whatever they can milk out of an artist, because I mean, let's be honest, yo. Like, for me to put my mom out there, it's too much. The pressure that I go through, I wouldn't want it for her, you know.
Oof, yeah, yeah,
Like, I want my mom, when my mom goes to wherever she goes to, let's say she goes to the shops to go buy groceries or buy stuff, and let's say something happens or her
mm,
card declines, you know I don't want I don't think she would have a problem with that. She would probably just be like, oh, okay, try this card, or okay, leave the food here, let me go to the car and just sort it out, and no one would
yeah.
ever would have an issue. But knowing that that's AB Crazy's mom, it becomes a big
Hey,
deal.
yeah,
It becomes a big deal. So
yeah.
I don't want to put my mom in that space, or any of my like family members in that space, because it's just not good for anybody. I'm here to make music. So if my manager one day is going to be like, you need to put even the day I have kids, I don't think I would want my kids to be in this. It's toxic. But we here to make music. I can deal with it, you know?
Like honestly, I thought maybe like you had kids already. You just not.
No, no, dude, no, no, no. I don't have kids on my own. I'm not even like thinking kids right now. Like, I don't see the point for now, unless someone convinces me otherwise. Because we too many in this world already, so we need to calm down. You know? Maybe I'll have one like later on, but let's not,
Stay like
yeah, like we need space, to
that.
build
I don't
space to do things. So if we keep having kids, and we flood the entire earth, and then people will have no place to live because we too many, you know,
Nah, they
like
can
my
never
mom
they can
never,
never like
like my
that.
mom never had a problem with like the rooms, how many rooms to have in a house because we're not many. You see what I mean? It's just perfect, you know. But imagine if I had, or no, not if I had, if she had like six kids and I had my own two, three, four, you know, it's like it's just too much. I just don't think we need to just we need to make kids unnecessarily. You know, like let's think about it, let's plan it, let's think about a lot of things before we do such things. So no kids for now.
I like that, but I'm not gonna do that. Like I need kids,
No,
bro.
it's your choice. It's your choice. But I just don't see the point. Like, any, it's a biological process. Anybody can have kids. So anytime, if I wanted to have a kid today, I can make one. But so when I think of that, I actually realize
No,
that kids are a blessing, but also at the same time, anyone can have them. So I don't want to trick myself into believing things, like, no, you gotta have a blessing, you gotta have, no, because anybody can make kids. So for now, yeah, obviously I'll want one when I'm like very old, like, when I'm done, running around, like,
oh,
chasing money, gigs, and all the stuff. Then maybe I can have time for my kids, you know.
I respect that, bro. Like I thought
Yeah.
maybe it's can deal that. No, I'm not having kids
No, 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 no.
unless.
And also, it's about money. I need to make sure that I'm set for life, not the Instagram, Twitter, social media set. Like in reality, I need to know that should anything happen to me, like even if nothing happens to me, my kid will be sorted and their kids and maybe till that generation. But I need to make sure of all of this, So it's a lot to think about before you get into it. I don't want to think about it when the kid is already here. We can't start talking wealth just because now we're desperate. You know,
Yeah,
now you want to start saving. Now you want to
different.
start investing because now you don't have a choice. And investments take time. You know, so yeah. So let's come
I,
down. Let's
I,
slow down on flooding the earth with children.
you
Let's come down. Yeah, have one, two, like maybe three, but like let's just not make too many kids. Like it's crazy already. There's Corona now. There's World War III that's pending, or whatever it is that's happening in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. There's a lot of things happening. So when you think of kids, you need to really think hard. You know.
yeah.
Mm.
Speaking of here, it's devastating. But yeah, let's get to the music. Like first of all, bro, like I was uh, watching some of your interviews, and the last one I read it, the hype one, like the one you posted
Yeah,
on Insta.
yeah,
You give
yeah.
straight answers. So I was kind of scared that like
I'm gonna Yeah, but you see, that's what happens online. Like people think you're this type of person, based on like what they read, based on what they see,
yeah,
and stuff. But it's not really like that. It's because it's questions like you text stuff. Texting is now. You see, we talking now. We can have a conversation, you know.
yeah.
But
It's
that
different.
was texting, so it was like I just gave straight answers. So yeah,
Yeah, shout
mm,
out, bro.
yeah,
Shout out to Baker Box Beats, man. I see you, man. Shout out to you. So, yo, bro, like, when it comes to music, like,
yeah,
kind of confusing. I don't know if you start off with rapping,
yeah.
producing, or singing. Please, like, help me with that.
Okay, it starts with obviously production, like the beat, and then when the beat is done,
No,
during
no,
the
no. I
process, like the beat making process, I already like, huh?
was talking about when you entered the game. What did you
Oh,
start with?
oh, you mean like, oh, I started, I was rapping when I started the game, when I entered. But we always need a way to enter. So
Yeah,
I met someone who liked my beats more than my raps.
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
So I didn't fight it. I never said like, no, I'm a rapper, don't just take my beats. I said, okay, cool, are we gonna record music with double HP? And I was a kid then, you know. So if someone's telling me you're gonna make music with tear gas, like you'll be the producer, we're gonna use one of your beats, I mean, I'm like, imagine
Yeah.
you in high
Yeah.
school and someone says you're gonna make music for tear gas, you know, that's like, it's crazy, you know. So I never said no, they should feature me. It's like I knew that no, my time will come where I get to rap because I already had my songs. So I gave the beats. No, I didn't give them the beats, I sold them. And I mean, it was tear gas, it was Kuli Chana at the time, it was the late double HP at the time. So it was crazy. So I did that and waited my turn to for people to hear me, like, to, you know. So yeah, it was
Bro,
crazy, man.
it was crazy, but you had a crazy career. Like, actually, you have not had it. I'm speaking as if, like, interested.
So he was like, so you talking like I'm done. No, man. Oh, shout out to Reason, you know.
Yeah,
Reason.
I see.
Yeah, yeah. No, we know we're not done. I mean, we've got music out. You know, shout out to Caesar Alakine. You know, so we're not done out here. We gonna keep pushing.
And
You
you
know.
got a banger with him, but we'll talk about that later on. Like, let's
Okay.
take it like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
by step. So, bro, like, you won this low-fell pop idols music competition. Like, this one, like, I don't understand, bro. Does this mean like you were singing? Because I hear
Yeah,
you use
yeah,
your
I was singing. You see, the thing is, the hip hop only started when I got into like the music industry. But in high school, I was known as a singer. Like at home, I would rap, yeah, on my beats, the songs I made. But you know, in high school, like it was my teacher, one of my teachers, my English teacher, Miss Brown and Miss Jacobs, that actually pushed for the Lowfeld idols, you know. So because I could
oh,
sing, so they were like, hey man, like, I think you should enter this. And I was the only black guy there, you know, like, and I won. You know. Yeah, it was in Nelspruit, you know. We were staying in Graskop at the time.
oh,
So
okay.
me and Miss Jacobs traveled to Nelspruit, took part in that, and I won like the competition. So that was amazing. That was
So
crazy.
basically, you grew up,
I didn't get that. Sorry, I think our network was.
so you grew up cheesy,
I grew up cheesy.
cheesy.
What is that? What's cheesy? Because I didn't have everything. I thought cheesy means you could just ask your parents for, you know. I know guys who could like who had more things than I did. So I don't think it was cheesy
Okay.
because I didn't get everything. Yes, I had some things that I would just ask for, but there were things that my parents were like, no, not now. Like, you know, so I wouldn't say cheesy, you know, because I didn't have everything. It's not like I got everything, and you know, so I wouldn't say cheesy. I always thought being cheesy means you get like literally everything you want as a kid. But I had stuff like kids want. You know, I had the what, it's the bikes when it mattered, like the mountain bikes, you know, like those are
Yeah.
the mountain bikes, you know.
It was
And
indeed.
like when I remember it was like when I needed, like we were playing Sega, you know, PlayStation came, you know. So yeah, like those type of things I had, but I wouldn't say cheesy. I know cheesy guys, like like real cheese
No,
guys who got everything. I just had what like a normal kid would have, and that's what everybody like probably had at the time,
no,
you know.
no.
But yeah,
It's,
I wouldn't say cheesy. It's like, yeah, yeah.
it's cheesy to us. None of like some of us we didn't even get that back. PlayStation was not even like it was out of
Yeah,
question.
but
But
yeah, but like I'm saying, it wasn't, I didn't really have a lot of friends anyway, like where I was. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't really know like if what I'm getting is what everybody else is. I thought that's what everybody has. Like as a kid, you need to have, you know, that in high school, like we, like when cell phones, you know, I needed to have a cell phone as well. I saw some kid with a cell phone, I was like, no ways, I also, you know. But I didn't think it was cheesy, I didn't think I was like special. I just thought that's what
yeah.
every kid
Yeah.
should have, you know,
Uh, I
you
feel
know.
so. Like back to the music.
Mm.
Question on this was that like you use auto tune a lot. Why don't you ever give us your voice since you are that good to a point that you won a competition? Why are you
Yeah,
going
but
T-Pain on this?
yeah,
T-Pain
but
can
I
sing, but
don't. But if you listen to my songs, I don't even use like that auto tune that I've done songs that don't really maybe they just tune them up a bit. Actually, talking about that, that was just a narrative that certain people who were not happy with me at a certain time tried to push, to discredit my talent,
oh
So,
really?
so it just made people believe, like those who've heard me perform live. I don't perform, with auto tune. It's I just perform live, and all the
Yeah,
songs I sing them live. So those who've heard me perform have heard me sing. So it was just a narrative that someone pushed at a certain time when they were not happy with whatever situation, so hopefully, I mean, like for them, they had the upper hand because they had the following and the friends, and and I was just alone, like, so they managed to convince a whole lot of people out there that, yeah, no, he doesn't really sing, it's auto tune,
yeah,
and when I hear some of their friends T-paining it out there, I'm like, so you don't hear your friends using auto tune, but you hear, but they succeeded because here you are also saying, hey man, we never hear you without auto tune. So a big up, shout out to them. They achieved what they wanted at the time. But uh, let's see how life goes. Let's see how things turn out. I'm patient. I'm a
yeah.
very patient man. Yeah,
Hey, you're
yeah.
patient, bro. You've been out the game for some time, and I was like wondering what's going on with this brother. But like, yeah. So you moved to Jersey to pursue your career, and like surprisingly, you joined Octave Corporate. Like, did you have a conversation before you left MP, or did it just happen when you got to Jersey?
No, actually, with Octave Coupley, it was run by a guy called Don Juan.
Mm.
Um, he like I was coming back from, I took my friend home. So on my way back, back home, I see this guy in my street, he's just standing there. And I'm like, okay, I never see, like, it's always quiet. Like you don't see just people, like, or just this guy standing in the street, and the way he was dressed as well. I was like, okay, cool. This is a hip hop guy, like he's so
Yeah,
I stopped and I was like, yo, man, what's up? And he was like, yo, I'm good. And he was like, I'm Don Juan. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, no, my brother, I accompanied my brother because he's married to, there was a woman opposite our house, you know,
mm.
they married or whatever. So this is Don Juan now in my street, just standing there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, and he was like, hey, man, I need alcohol. Where can I get booze around here? So I'm like, oh, let's
Yeah,
go. Then we went. So I took him around. And so we bought the booze. So I told him that, hey, man, I actually make music, And
yeah,
when we came back home, I remember my mom was there. She was still cooking. And I introduced my mom. I introduced him to my mom. And went to my studio. It was in my bedroom, and I played him my songs. And he was like, "Yo, man, come to
this
Jersey,
is
come to my house." He even went back to the kitchen to talk to my mom, like, "Hey, man, just allow him to. I'll take good care of him. Just please, if he can just come to Jersey and stay with me and." All that stuff. So my mom was like, well, yeah, we'll talk about it. She didn't really want to, make any
yeah,
promises because I mean, this guy from nowhere, like, so yeah, that's how it started. And next thing I called him, he called me when he got back to Jersey, and he was like, "Yo, when can you come?" So I was like, "Hey, man, let me just talk to my mom and see if she can hook me up." It was obviously I'm in school, I need money, like flights and stuff. It
yeah.
was still cheap to fly to Kruger. It was 490, you know, to
That's
OR
what,
Tambo. So it was like almost like a grand going and coming. So I used to go like Friday, come back on Sunday, you know. Life was easier, it was cheap then. And that's how it started. So every time I went to Jersey, he would introduce me. Imagine I'm sitting with him and we talking or whatever. Then Kulichana walks in. I'm like, what's going on? you know, So it's like I'm chilling with Dawn. At the time it was me, PH, Raw X, and Ross. So it
Yo.
was like you chilling with people, but like people just keep walking in. Like these are big guys. Like Double
Yeah.
HP just walks in. I'm like, oh my god! But at the
Exactly.
time we didn't. It wasn't. It was at the time taking pictures and videos, and social media wasn't that as hectic
Was
now. Yeah,
yeah.
so I would come back home and like at school I would tell my friends about it. Like, hey guys, you have no idea, and everyone thought I was lying until we
Yeah.
dropped the Octave Coupley Jazz Works FM CD.
Yeah.
It was a mixtape. It was a Hype magazine mixtape as Octave Coupley. So the very first song there was done by me. I produced it for Double HP, and he mentioned my name. He was like, I got AB Crazy on this. And everyone, like, when I came back home now, I was like, but guys, I told you, like, this is
I
what
told
happens
you.
when I go to Joburg. And you guys think I'm just selling you dreams. So I would go to Josie and come back and tell them all these things. And they'll be like, nah, just because we're not there with you now, you're telling us you saw Double HP, that you saw
Okay.
Kulichana, you know. And until Double HP mentioned my name, and I was done, you know. So that was cool,
That's
So
great.
yeah, yeah. So
That's
Octave
great.
Coupley started with them. They paved the way, I guess, for me, you know, So yeah.
Yeah. So like speaking about that, like you having a fruitful career, actually a fruitful journey with them, like, and you decide to go on a solo career, like how did that come about?
I did. I don't know if you remember a song called "Dreaming." Cars, the clothes, the
Yeah.
girls of the world, like that.
Yeah.
And I had "Man of the Moment," "Man of the Moment, Man of the Moment." So what happened was because I was part of Octave Coupley. So Dawn took, like when they recorded artists like Tear Gas, Double HP, Kulichana, as a mixtape. So they sent those songs to YFM. And then
Mm.
amongst like those songs, they added Man of the Moment and Dreaming on that CD. Like track number 10 and 9 were actually Man of the Moment and Dreaming. The last two tracks were mine. So
Mm.
YFM, or it was Mervin, I think he was the station manager at the time. He heard those songs and he called the compilers at the time to listen, and he was like, okay, I listened to all these other tracks, but there's these two tracks, the last two tracks on this mixtape. Hey man, they dope, So yeah, so they took those ones. They actually
Yeah.
compiled those ones. They actually playlisted Dreaming and Men of the Moment, and they were on like the highest rotation. So now
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm I'm home, and my friend calls me. He's like, listen to YFM. So, well, the only way was like through like via DSTV, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
they
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
Men of the Moment. After that, I think they played Kulichana Standwa Sam. I produced that one. So, and when they back announced that song, they said, oh, that was Octave Coupley with Men of the Moment, you know?
Hey.
And
Yes,
now
sir.
my mom, because my mom also knew my songs. I mean, like she would hear like me recording. She would even hear like the final project, the final, the tracks. So when she heard that, also remember, like I switched it on and it's still playing. And then they back
Yes.
announced like it's Octave Coupley. That was Man of the Moment by Octave Coupley. So my mom is like, but I thought, isn't that your song? Did you sell your music or? I'm like, nah, it's that guy that was here, that Don guy, like, and she was like, hey, you see, so it was a problem. So that's when I was
Yeah.
like, guys, I called him. I was like, but Don, you didn't even tell me you were gonna add those songs to your to that
Yeah.
mixtape, because I saved those songs. I just gave them to you to just listen, and then you went
No.
ahead and added them. And now, after adding them, now they pushed as Octave Coupley. Those are my songs. I didn't. So it was a bit of an issue. And then I was like, and also he had to pay me for Stando Sam, the Kulichana track with it features it's Kulichana and uh, um, um, anyway, yeah. For he was supposed to pay me for Stando Sam, and he didn't. So I fought that, and I threatened to leave Octave Couple if he didn't like pay me. So he paid me something, but I left anyway. I was like, I'm gonna leave anyway. Like it's done. And yeah, so I went back to YFM. They were like, no, we can't change it now. Like, but you need to,
Yeah.
like, dude, I had to bring compilers to like take them to our house, like where I was staying in Joburg, in Greenstone. Imagine like a compiler's like, okay, I'll come to the crib. I need to listen to your other songs because I need to make sure that it is you that's rapping
Yeah.
on both Dreaming and Men of the Moment. And yeah, so he came, he listened, and he was like, oh man. Then they kept on like playlisting other songs like Get Down, you know.
Oh,
And that time they were convinced that okay, it is this guy. So they even had to
yeah.
remove now from the playlist like Dreaming and Man of the Moment. They're like, okay, we will remove those two tracks, but we'll play your new tracks because those guys, now because it's complicated now. At least now they know that it is me. I'm the one behind, you know. So
You know,
it was crazy.
I
It was crazy. So I left them for that. Like I was like, okay, let me move on. You know.
the crazy thing is like, wait, before I tell you this, where does this name maybe crazy come from? Because you're too male, like I don't see where that come from.
What they be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, AB Crazy was given to me like, it was back in the days, like at school. Like I did a song, like it was a jingle.
Mm.
It's crazy, and my second name is Abraham. So like
Oh,
I love that name because it's my late grandfather's name.
yeah.
Apparently he was some big guy, So I was like, yeah. So obviously I didn't want to go with like Dumelo. So I didn't know how to make that name, like how to continue using that name just to honor him, you know. So when I did the
Uh,
jingle, I called the jingle, it's crazy or it's just AB crazy. So it was like, yo, all right, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so it
So it was
just, yeah.
like
Yeah, so
man,
that's
like
how,
I thought
yeah.
I thought the first time I knew of you was on like Man of the Moment. But when you're breaking down the story, like, I've known Dreaming like from
Yeah,
way
but
back.
everybody has a story. Like everybody, like I think in the industry, whoever's going to be running the show, like be in the game for the longest time, has to come in with a story. Like if you just come in because someone's sponsoring everything you're doing, like I mean, you get that people with money, like and whatever. Then you have no story to tell. Basically, or you
Yeah.
just have money to push your music, and that's it. But I had a story to tell. Like I moved from octave couple, and you're like I'm sure you probably want to touch on cash time, uh you know to
Before
Galawa Jazz Me, to like yo yeah.
all of it. So like before we get there, like after leaving Octave Couple, you dropped
Yeah.
like an EP, but you didn't drop it like other people. You decided to sell it privately. Why was that so?
No,
And
it
like how?
wasn't private. It wasn't private. Like I was in Josie, it was me and my friend Charles. He's from Zambia, you know
Mm-hmm.
and he I just recorded the songs. These were songs I recorded at home. So when I got to Josie, like I just put them together. So Charles was like, he was at TUT at the time in Pretoria. So I would visit him, and like he would take, I used to sell it for like $30. So he would like literally go out there and sell these CDs, and he used some of that money. Like we didn't really make money out of it because we would sell the CDs and chow the money like same day, like because he would sell, maybe if he made like 500 or 200 or 300 in a day, like would like take girls out like to go play pool somewhere and buy like get them something, like and
Yeah.
the money would be finished, and then we'd have to sell more. And so we didn't really know the business, but we sold
Yeah.
them, so it also helped Charles to buy food. Like he was at Res.
Yeah.
So like I was like, just whenever you get hungry or you want money or you just sell a CD,
So,
so he had like a stash like of my CDs. And Charles is a hustler. He was a hustler, like so he always pushed. Like he would always tell me, like, "Yo, dude, I just sold like 10 CDs today. Like I just, So he always had the money, like, to
So you
buy
probably saw
booze, to
that.
buy food, to buy. So we used it to help Charles get through school, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you sell like you actually you did sell more than 100 copies, right? Wow.
yeah. No, we sold more, dude. Like we saw. You see, I think unlike most artists, I don't really. There are things that I should be bragging about that I don't really talk about. Like we sold it.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah, yeah. Straight.
mixtape. Yeah, I actually even won Shiznay's mixtape king.
I
Because I was
know.
pushing the
I
gossip
know.
folks.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
time
So
I
I
didn't
think I
study
need to
that
start
part. I
tweeting
saw
such
that.
things and start bragging like other people. Huh?
No, I was saying like I didn't study that part. I saw that part. I saw you winning that part. That's what I told you. Like I
Oh,
knew you from the
yeah,
moment. I saw you winning that part. Because I was a big fan of
yes,
Shiz.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Like
yeah. So
smooth.
Cisnes, played a big role in like my career, and yeah, we sold a mixtape. Charles bought his food. He bought his girl some, it was McDonald's, McFlurry and Mc whatever at the time, and that was it. It was the vibes. So yeah.
And you started popping from there. Like you started getting this attention, and you worked on a song with Speedy. How did that come about? Like pop bottles,
Oh yeah. But remember, I was with
pop
Cash Time
bottles.
Fam at the time. You know, I was with Cash
Yeah.
Time Fam at the time. So
Was it
Speedy saw
before?
me with them.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Speedy always liked my music. Like he was like, "Yo, I'm a big fan." So he hit me up. He called me. Then he came through. Then he took me to one day when we were just chilling. Speedy is like, "Yo, like that's my big bro. Like he's big bro likes to flex. Like he's." So like we'd be in his car and he'd show me what he does in the States with Cisco and them. Like he'll be in the house. And he also doesn't even talk about these things, but it's real. Like,
Yeah.
like he showed me all those things. Like he's really like not just friends, that's like a brotherhood with the guys. So he took me to a studio one day and I had no idea it's the Kalawa studio. So now I walk
Oh.
in and I find Bruce Civito in there. I find Manda Spigley in there.
Yo.
Prokid was there. Flab, no, Flabber wasn't there. Mr. Selwyn was there. No, Pro
Yo.
came. No, Pro came after Selwyn. When I got there, I found Pro and Stone were there. So Pro came. He actually came while I was like in the booth. So I was like, oh, when I did that verse, I was shaking. Like I was like, oh, because Pro just walked in. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So Speedy is like, he wanted to show me like, yo, man, we dealing with big dogs now. Like we're not playing around here. So I was
Yeah.
like, wow, man, this is amazing. So yeah, I did my verse. Pro wrote this verse, and I thought Pro killed it. He did well. But
Yeah.
when the song was done, everybody was just like, "Ah, this kid, man, he be crazy, man." Like,
This.
So I was like, "Oh, I mean, been put, like I see these rappers like, yeah, they rap, they whatever." But I went like, I was put on a song with both Mr. Selwyn and
Amen.
Pro and
Amen.
Pro. I never talk about such things. I mean, that's heavy. It's no child's play. Ask any kid right now that thinks they great. You know, I was put with those guys. Like let's see what you made of. And I wasn't singing, I was rapping. You know,
Yo.
and to come out shining there, like it's like, oh, okay, cool. So that's why I don't need to prove to anyone that I can rap.
You know.
Now I make music. Like I make music because I love making music. Like So yeah, that's what happened. And Pop Bottles happened and we dropped it. We even shot the video. It was even, I must say, Pro didn't really talk to me that much.
Oh.
Like I remember in the video, like when we were shooting the video at the video shoot, and I wanted to talk to him, but he wasn't really um
In
no,
that
he
space.
just was not like responding. Like he's like he wanted to have his own space. I didn't get it, but like I was like, okay, because I mean you were a kid, like you see,
Yeah.
like an icon, and you're like, hey man, how do I even start this conversation? And he just didn't. But I understood a lot of things at the time because obviously were like friends with certain people. You know, like that time the click thing was still, heavy in the game.
Yeah.
So I understood all of that. I was young, but it made sense to me. I was like, hey man, let me just do my thing. So I didn't know that actually that was a test. Mandla Spikiri wanted to hear, like, and Bruce Vito wanted to hear, like, okay, so if we're gonna sign this guy, bring this guy, let's hear what he's all about before we even. So I didn't know that it was a test. I thought it was just a song, you know. Until I got a call now from Oskido now, like, now we need to have a meeting. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I met now all the directors of Kalawa Jasmine. Now we're sitting there and I'm like, oh man, I wish my dad were here so you could like see what's going on here. Like, you know, I'm with the big dogs of the game. Mahuta is there, Oskido, Bruce Vitro, Manta Spikiri, the late Jokes is there. So it's like, this is amazing. So I had a beautiful come up. Like, it was like a
Beautiful.
movie, man. Like every day was just a new thing. I found myself doing something new, like with someone great. I mean,
Crazy.
I am from where I'm from, and these things don't happen every day, you know. So
It's your grandfather's
yeah,
name, man.
yeah.
Carries weight.
If I were like from Jersey, if I grew up in Jersey, maybe it wouldn't really have like meant that much because I would have probably been seeing these guys, you know.
No, bro is pro, bro. Like whether
Yeah,
he
but pro
enjoys.
is pro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, hey, man, I'm with pro right now. No one can tell me shit.
Don't
Like,
say that.
yeah,
But did you
yeah.
later
So,
on like get on good terms?
yeah, no, I'm not
On
saying it
second,
was bad. No, it wasn't
second
bad. It's like, when you're a kid and you see like an icon, like someone that you grew up like watching on TV or listening to, you don't know how. It's like you don't really know how to approach the icon. You can't. It was respect. Like, how do I can't just be like, yo bro, what's good, and you know what I mean. Like, I had
yeah,
to like wait for him to speak to me, but he wasn't doing that. So I had to find a way to like, and Speedy would just be like, no, talk to him, man, talk to him. And I'm like, yo, it's not that easy. How do I start this conversation? Like, this is pro. And yeah, but like I went to him like, hey, bro, and he was just like, yeah, no, no, that's what's up. You good. I know you good, chief. Like, and he was eating peanuts, like, I know you good, chief. Like, that's what's that, you good. And I was like, oh, cool, And that was it. We didn't really talk much, but I just had to tell him that I like what I
you're
felt, that he was great, he's
yeah,
dope, and that was it. So it wasn't easy for me to just walk. It wasn't like he was brushing me off or he didn't want to talk to me. No, he was just caught up in his own world because he didn't realize maybe that I was fascinated. I was like, oh my God, like I was starstruck, you know. But
yeah,
he did speak to me. We didn't really talk much. It was just, yo, you good? I think you dope. Cool. And then he carried on with Mr. Selwyn, and yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. That's what's up. So
yeah.
yeah, that's how Pop Bottles came about.
Rest in peace to the big brother, bro, man. Like, and his little brother, man, at city lights, man. Very, very, very sad, man. Like, shout out, man. Rest in peace
Yeah.
to the big homies. Did you ever work
You,
with City Lights?
yeah, I think we got cut there.
Did you ever work with City Lights?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Did you ever work with City Lights, his little brother? Oh man, I think we're having a bad connection right now. So let's see if okay, let me just get him out and then get him back on so that like we can handle this network thing pretty fast. All right. Yeah, man, this man is a legend, man. Yeah, we'll talk about sorry. We'll talk about sorry. I just want to take it step by step so that we don't miss anything. So yeah, so like yeah, we'll speak about that. Let me hit him up. Where you at? Yeah, right. Let me get him on real quick. Real quick. Hey, where you at? With my yes, yeah. Let me get him on. So we back on. We back on. It be crazy, man. Like he has a crazy career,
Yeah,
man. Like yeah,
yeah, I'm
baby's
here.
crazy
I'm back.
as his kid. So like yeah, but I was asking like, did you work with City Lights?
No, not with City Lights. Oh, by the way, shout out to Kiddo. I just wanted to say shout out to Kiddo. Yo, that kid is really dope. Like he's really dope. I did a song with him. Hey man, shout out to
Yeah,
Kiddo.
shout out, man. I'll
Shout out
check
to
like the
Kiddo.
rest.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So like shout out to everybody. That's all, man. Shout out for the love. Like I appreciate that.
yeah,
So like,
yeah.
let's talk about like you joining Cash Time. How did that come about? Because like when I look at that point, that's when things were happening for you, like your solo career.
Yeah, KO hit me up. Like he was like, "Yo, um, KO hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, let's link up." I'm KO from Tear Gas.
Yeah.
Um, he was humble. You know,
Oh man, this network.
um, yeah. Are we good now? Are we
I
good
can
now?
hear you. Yeah, I
Okay,
can
cool,
hear you,
cool,
but
cool, cool stuff. So yeah, KO hit me up. So he was like, "Yo, let's link up." I'm KO from Tear Gas. So once again, I'm
yeah,
starstruck again. I'm like, okay, now we just moving on with the generations. Like it's like, So yeah, so fast forward, I met up with KO. Oh, it was Ntuza first.
oh
Yes, Ntuza hit me up first, and we went to studio to make a song with him. And we did a song. It was never released with Ntuza.
okay, that
Yeah, I just did my verse, and I think we did the hook. We both did the hook, but it was written by him. So it was another like a Kalawa thing where you're being tested now. Like, let's see,
yeah,
because immediately after doing that track, I got a call then from KO, and he
yeah,
was like, "Yo, we wanna we want you to join the squad. We actually doing this Cash Time Fam where we like putting together like three youngins. We want them to run, and like it's a Young Money type of vibe, like you know,
yeah.
So yeah. And but at the time they had Morley, I think it was Superman, Morley. They had AB Fab. They had
Yeah,
then it was Kid X. It was Smashes. It was who? Then it was the Tear Gas guys. When he was talking to
yeah,
me, So I remember I just got home at the time. This is crazy because we were on BBM. We were chatting on BBM with KO. So
yeah.
we had a
BBM.
we had a party that night. It was like a house party type of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
So I was chatting to him. Um, I don't know, man. Is it my network or is it yours? Is it our Wi-Fi? Or, I don't know.
I don't know, like you know what?
Anyway,
Let's let the viewers tell us what's going on. Like when I'm by myself,
because
like
I
it's my
can't tell.
network.
I don't. I'm not sure because I don't know what's going on. Okay, here I see now. I think are we good now?
Yeah, you're not so clear, but
Yeah,
yeah, we good.
yeah. Okay, So KO, like I'm chatting to KO, it was on BBM. So he's telling me about what they're trying to do and with Cash Time. And yeah, that's how it came about. And we just started. And when we linked up, I realized that, oh, now there's only three, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just me, Kid X, and Smashes. So they had already finished the album, like the Cash Time Fam album, you know?
yeah,
So when I got there, they actually deleted most of the tracks. They deleted people's verses, deleted people's hooks, you know. Um, and I came in, I had beats.
yeah.
I had beats. I had
And,
beats.
and
I had
did
beats.
you
Um,
till that time, now or never?
yeah, I had beats. I had the Goodbye beat. That was the last beat KO actually chose. He actually chose like the Get Down. He chose till the end, you know. Uh,
Before goodbye.
yeah, we did till the end. We did.
Till the end is
We did
crazy.
till the end. We did.
Till the,
Uh, uh,
oh man.
oh, this
That
network is
man,
bugging now. Huh? I don't know what's going
yeah.
on. Oh, okay.
Let me remove you again. Can you
Yeah,
try to get Instagram completely and let's see if we can get back again?
if I can be out.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, so like the network is kinda crazy, man. Like let's see if we can carry on with the interview. Like man, like, homie's telling me like some crazy stories. I bet you are entertained as well. Like, it's crazy. Like it's been a long, long, beautiful career. So like let's see if we can continue with that. Or maybe we'll just have to try again some other time. Oh man, this network is kind of bothering me now. Because we're in the presence of a legend right now. We're hearing stories of a legend. You like you know the homie right now making his. I think it's only fair that you know where he came from and stuff. Especially in this time where like he's about to revive hip hop again. You might bash me for that. You might bash me for that, but I stand by my word. He's about to save hip hop. Watch and learn. I swear to God, this man is incredible. Like if you don't know how great AB Crazy is, I don't know when you started following hip hop, but if it was up to me to explain it, for you to see these African features, I think this man was the one like to do the first ever South African and Nigerian collab, Rens and Naras. You know, like that's the timeless hit. Like from then, like we have like a whole lot of songs. Like we have All Eyes on Me. Like we can name them. We can name like a million more, but he was the first, according to my understanding. I could be wrong. You could school me, like you can school me if I'm wrong, but in my understanding, that's how it came about. So like, respect this man, man. Like respect this brother, man. It's not a joke. So like,
Uh, yeah.
yeah, this is yeah. I like it this way. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro. There's no you cannot talk about like goodbye, bro. Like, cause you were telling me this is the last song that you produced. So like, goodbye was crazy. You came up with the beat, and did you have the concept already, or was it something that was written when you and were together?
Yeah, it was a song I did, at my mom's like before. But the chorus was different from like it wasn't really going goodbye, goodbye. Like it was something else, but it was more like the melody was the same. So
Okay.
so it was the last beat. Like I remember when we recorded and I thought we were done with the album. And then KO calls me, he's like, "Hey man, out of the beats that you sent me, like the last beat there, like there's something about it that I like, it's got this nice
Yeah.
sample." And that was Goodbye. And yeah, so we worked on Goodbye, and um yeah, we went to studio, recorded it, and I remember singing the hook. Like I was like, "Yo, I actually have a hook for this," and it was like, "Okay, cool, but your hook is too personal. Like, let's bring it home." You know,
I feel you.
and
And that
yeah, because he was like, now it was gonna be a dope hook if it was just me, on the song, but now there's other people on the song, so we needed to make it for everybody.
yeah,
So I had to change now the lyrics and stuff. So I did that, and it worked, and he liked it, and yeah, and then we did Goodbye, and everyone was like, "Oh man, the last track
that
of the
was
album,
great.
like the last track we did for the album, was actually the hit on the album." And yeah, and we dropped it, and it was
It went
perfect.
crazy. I remember the
Mm.
video vividly, like, yo, man, like, shout out, man. That song is
Yeah,
timeless, man.
yeah,
It's gonna be in the next 7 to 900 years. It's still gonna be played, bro. Like that's timeless. You actually, bro,
yeah.
like you make timeless music. Let's talk about kisses, bro. Like you know what I like about kisses? Like you were explaining that you wanted to say like, okay, let's talk about like bay kissing, but instead of putting it this way, it's gonna be boring. Let's just say BAEKI. Hey, bro, how you broke it down? That was crazy. I respect you, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, that was thanks, man. That was uh, Kisses, like, okay, when Fifi Cooper was introduced to me, by, the owner of, Ambitious Entertainment,
Of course.
and he was like, yo, man, let's link up. And we linked up and was like, yo, I have an artist, Fifi Cooper. She can sing, she raps, she's really dope. And I think you are the best person to give me her first single. Like, I want her on radio, and I think you can do that. So I was like, okay, cool. So he also wanted beats. He was like, I'm sure you have like beats that we can like use. I was like, yeah, I've been making some beats. And then Kisses was one of those beats, and he chose that one. He was like,
I
I
like
like
this.
this. So yeah, fast forward, studio, um went to studio. I wrote the hook then, and yeah, like we had a good song and it became a hit. I was like, oh damn. So it was just
It was a
another now thing, moving from Cash Time to now Galawa Jazz Me to now we're doing Kisses. So yeah, it
bro.
was
Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Like,
yeah.
your name, your name set up like your whole career. It sums up your whole career. It's crazy. Like your whole
Yeah, the thing is,
I is
every
crazy.
every move, every moment was just crazy. Like every hit song that I ever made or got involved in, it was just a crazy like process, you know. I could write a book about everything that I experienced in the game. Like so, even with Kalawa Jazz Me, like they kept me grounded in the game. They taught me humility. Because they took me to places that we never used to like go to. I didn't even know those places existed.
Yeah.
We were all like, it was about the North, the North kids, the North. But they took me to like the hood now, because when I did
Oh,
songs like Emoyeni with Trompis, you know,
easy boy.
yeah, so like those are the songs that took me to the hood. So with Fat Cook and Mahuta, we did Jova with the late Flaba and Casper, So those were songs that took me to the hood. It made people in the hood know about 80 Crazy now, because I wasn't just that kid that raps, for people in the north in Joburg, or in Mpumalanga, that kid that
Yeah.
stays where we're like, they took me to the hood, to the real people, and
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah. So Kisses also kickstarted like a lot of other things. But it's still a journey. I mean, we're still pushing. It's like, it's still continuing, you know.
I want us to close this cash time thing nicely so that
Yeah.
we can move. What
Yeah.
what is one thing you love the most about being part of cash time, and what's one thing that you hated the most?
Oh man, like I like the fact that I was able to now understand what working with people means, like that it's not just about you.
Yeah.
It taught me that you need to learn how to share, especially a guy like me who grew up with just me, like, you know. So they taught me how to, like, I learned how to share. I learned that it's not always just about me, you know. Even on stage, now you're with other people. Like, you always need to think for other people, you know. And you get to share responsibilities. You just learn how to do things and work with other people. So that's what I can. And also, it taught me about the industry, because remember, they introduced me to a whole lot of like other rappers in the game.
Yeah. But
Like,
you,
so yeah, so
it was inevitable, bro. Like you've been meeting greats since like the
yeah, no,
beginning of
like
your
I've
career.
Yeah, but you see, I didn't meet them like it wasn't just through like my own genius.
Yeah.
Every time, like when I was with Speedy, he took me to certain people. Then with KO took me to certain people. Even with Don Juan from like Octave Couple, he introduced me to Kulichana, to Double HP.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So all the people that I met like paved the way. They gave me the platform. They introduced me to the people they knew at the time. So it wasn't just me, like, you know. So yeah, so
Yeah.
as we moved along, like even now, I still meet people who know people I haven't met, and through them, I get to meet those people and start working with those people. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alone, alone you can only do so much, man. Like I
Yeah,
respect
no,
that.
you can't really do much on your own. Like you need to work with people. So from Cash Time, I learned that, and I also you asked me what I learned from them, and what was the other one?
What you loved the most and what you hated the most.
Okay, I think what I hated the most was it's dealing with different egos. Remember, we're different. You know, everyone thinks other people think like this, others think like that. You know, so
True.
it's you dealing with different egos. You have to understand people, and I didn't want that. I'm one guy that likes doing. I like to do my own thing alone, and I want to take care of my own stuff. And you know, but now when you want their stuff done this way, so I had to learn, and that was frustrating to me. I didn't hate it, but it was just a bit, frustrating. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
because just to that, I feel you. So like, bro, you went on and you dropped one of the craziest projects. Like, I know, like, it's not the latest, but Blue Skies, bro. Like, let's talk about Blue Skies. Bro. What message were you trying
Mm.
to portray Blue Skies? Because you have songs like The Truth, where
Oh,
like,
blue skies.
yeah, because like your songs speak about like some kind of personal stuff. Like we have truth, we have change, we have like, like you touch
On
topics
blue
where like,
skies, I think.
yes, sorry, am I missing something?
Oh yeah, like no, 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 no. I was just getting up because I was like, I got tired of leaning. But anyway, it's like Blue Skies was not really, it was not my favorite project. I'll say this because I don't feel like it was done like, it was a sudden, thing. Like it was an abrupt thing. It was yo, just put together songs quickly. Let's do an album, so it was just like I didn't have let me just say I didn't have enough time to really put it together, to conceptualize it like the way I
Okay,
did Homecoming,
issue
you know
homecoming, man.
so that's why I'm like, okay, it was dope, it was a dope album, but it didn't really get the push that it deserved, and
So
for me that was like, I was sad about that, but I was like, in any way, man, let's just move on. But I really wish I had enough time to um,
Holy,
to polish it, to
polish it
conceptualize
nice.
it, and even make more tracks, and so that it
Yeah,
makes sense even to me. I don't like this idea of just putting compiling tracks and then it's an album, you know so
bro, you compare
the,
the songs.
yes, I compile those songs, like I put them together like the way I felt like, okay, this makes sense to me, although I still needed to do more,
Wow, bro. So
yeah.
like, did you release it independently or was it under a Kalau?
No, it was Kalawa. It was under Kalawa Jasmine. So it was you know it just didn't get the push that there's nothing more to say about it. Like it
Okay,
was, but I mean, I had singles there. I had like Sorry,
sorry.
came from there. I had a single Numbers came from there. You know, So
Yeah,
yeah, like it wasn't really like a waste, because like there were nice joints. Although I felt I needed time to really, because an album is close. It's a personal thing. Like
yeah,
it's every artist knows this. Like your album is something you cherish, especially like. But it was my
acknowledge.
second album, so it's all good. My first album did well. It was great. Homecoming was perfect. You know because I was
You got
ready. I had time, and it had nice music. So
like,
yeah,
even the lead single coming home, but like, yeah.
yeah. So so that was great. So yeah, Blue Skies was just a nice album, just to vibe, just to keep things going, to keep pushing, Because at that time the industry was set up that way. You need to drop an album in order for record labels to push you. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that now things are different. You know.
Things are different now, like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to do that. Like you can push singles, you can until you feel you're ready now to drop an album and what that album means to you, you know.
I like that. But like you have to be good with your label because sometimes the label can be messed up.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I was like, I had a wonderful time at Galawa. Like, I was good with all my directors. You know, they were cool
shows.
with me. Like, I could everything was just cool. Cause remember, it's not a hip hop label. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they were also like, hey man, if you whatever you want, whatever you need, if you feel we need to do something, tell us so that we can also because we might not know how the hip hop
yeah.
world runs things, you know. So so
Because
that's what made me comfortable because I could run my own things. They exposed me like the business side of the game, you know. Like this is how things are done. This is how you do this, you do that. Because sometimes when we were cash time, you don't really know the business side of things. All
yeah,
you know is that you're famous, you getting girls, you partying, you life is great,
mhm,
you traveling, you know. But nobody's really talking about the what really matters. You know. So at
yeah,
Galawa, I was alone now. I had to be on my own. I had to think for myself. I had to make my own money, you know. So it was like, okay, so now this is work now, you know. So this is when music became a job, you know.
yeah,
It's when going to studio became work, became a job, you know. So
yeah. It's no longer a
yeah,
hobby. So,
yeah.
yeah. While we're there, like, bro, how did it feel like, and how easy or hard was it for you to join Kalawa? I mean, like you say, you're the first hip hop artist in Kalawa.
No, it was really
Crazy.
easy for me. You know, like I've been blessed, man. Like I think ever since I was young, man, like I was just blessed. Like life was really simple. Like it was easy. Like my things came like to me like very easy. Like with Kalawa, like I said, Speedy, we did pop bottles, and I didn't know that was like a test. You
Yeah.
know, so after pop bottles, I got to meet Oskido and the rest of like the directors, Mahuta, Manda Spikiri again, Bruce Rito again, and the late Jokes. And they were like, yeah, we want to have like a hip hop section because hip hop is what's coming now. So we want
Yeah.
an artist that's gonna also like run that part and feature somewhere. You know, we want Kalawa Jasmine to also play a part in the hip hop genre that's coming. So we would like you to be that guy. You know, so I was like, you know what, I'm ready. I've been ready. Let's go. You know, so the
Yeah.
contract came, and yeah, the rest is history.
So
So you see, it
when
wasn't that difficult. So it is, you know, it's never really difficult if you just do the right things. You know, you get things done. You know,
yeah, you seem happy at Kalawa, man. You seem very happy, like, and they seem happy with you as well. I mean, like, you took
yeah,
a
like
break.
yeah, those guys like they happy, man. Like I was happy. Although the some people in the industry were not happy. They were like, yeah, we feel like Alawa is not doing this, but I was like, but I'm not complaining. Like, you know, like I'm happy. Like
Good job,
so
man.
I don't know what it looked like on the outside because people always judge just looking at things from the outside, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm also a private person. Like, I'm not really a private person. I just don't, there are things that I don't think people deserve to know, you know. Um,
Is that why you wrote sorry?
sorry.
Is that why? Yeah, is that why you put it? Were you trying to clear some air?
Yeah, like it was part of it. Obviously, as a hip hop artist, you're gonna throw jabs here and there, but like, sorry was more about, it was just about, I was just saying, like, hey guys, you have issues, but I'm sorry that we made it. I'm sorry that I'm here. I'm sorry that you don't like the friends that I actually, sorry was done. I think I went to some gig. I don't want to mention
Mm,
names. There was an artist that was there, and this homie was just acting big and acting all, because I came there with my people, like some of the Kalawa guys. And some of the Kalawa guys, these are some Kwaito cats, you know, these are, house cats, it's not hip
yeah,
hop, So obviously, I would do gigs and I would like travel with them. Like I would be like, yo, guys, I'm doing this gig. come through, and they would come. And so obviously when they come, when they get to VIP, you know, I respected them. Like I still respect them. I looked at them as these are icons. These are, and then you get some hip hop guy who just came yesterday who thinks he's bigger than Mandla Speaker. He thinks he's bigger than. You get what I'm saying? So like, I know I'm
I
with the
get
real icons. You know, like I'm with the industry, not what you claim on social media. You get what I'm saying? So sorry came about that. So when I say I'm sorry you hate the broads that I roll with, you know, I meant
yeah,
like the girls. I'm sorry you hate
yeah.
the bros that I came with, you know. So I was just actually trying to say that, okay, if you feel my people don't fit your whatever standards, whatever click, whatever you think is
My bad,
makes
my
your
bad.
click shine or whatever, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
dude, but we good. You know, I'm with my people and we having a good time. If you think they're not beautiful enough, if you think my girls are not beautiful enough, if you think my friends are not, uh, I don't know, I don't know, whatever that people think or thought, whatever that homie thought when he saw my people, you know. So sorry was about that. Like, you know, calm down, relax, you know, you
I
know,
think
we've been around, we've seen things, you know. So I know artists like you, they came and did their things, and you know, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. It's like the network now. Today it's just fucking up.
yeah. Hey, but you reckon too. We're not mentioning names here. This is we're not talking about other people. Like we're not
No man,
mentioning names.
me, I'm for love, you know, like I'm all about love. Let's spread love, you know. I'm sure wherever that homie is also knows that, you know, like he understands now, you know.
I believe I know who it is. Like, cause I've seen some interviews of some homies, and like when they spoke about you, they were kind of not straightforward, like being negative, but I could hear that. But yeah, not getting
Yeah,
into
but
that.
yeah, that's just beef, but that's them. Hey man, me, I'm living. Uh, there's an idiot here that's saying you should come back to cash time, fam.
Where is
Yeah, I don't even let's not even mention his name, but it's okay. It's another idiot who's just trying to get his name mentioned, or you know, like this
yeah,
thing with these guys. Like they would do so much and they would try anything to
get
seem
it, you
like to and it's all for likes. Like, dude, you
really?
know, you seeing things the way you see them, but that's just not how my life is, you know, like whatever you think, you know. So but anyway, let's not worry about such. Yeah, let's
Let's just
continue.
move on. Yeah. So like yeah, you went on and produced like bro, Rands and Nairas. Like I want us to clear this thing. Were there
Mm.
African features before, like people feature South African artists featuring Nigerian or
Before
other
Renz and Nairas.
or other Rands and Nairas?
Before Renz and Nairas.
Yeah,
Not in my knowledge, like I didn't see much at that time because I only like I started seeing it happen after Renz and
with
Nairas. So I'm not gonna
yeah,
uh so uh I'm not gonna say that there were no features before Renz and Nairas. There were
yeah,
probably features, but it's just that those features were not hitting as hard or did not hit as hard as
yeah,
Rens and Naras. You know, they were probably there, but they were just not hitting as hard as Rens and Naras. You know, it's just that
yeah,
also after Rens and Naras, it was sort of it became a thing now to collaborate with, you know, other artists, other African, you know, artists. So Rens and Naras really like
would it
changed,
be
you know,
right?
played.
Yeah,
Huh?
it changed the game. Would I be right by saying like it is one of the main reasons why we are able to have American features right now? Would I be right by saying that? Because
Okay, let
like
me just say this. I was in studio with Simba from the UK. He's from the UK. We just did a
okay,
song called One Day. It's me, Mtanda
yeah,
Zogata, and Simba, right?
yeah,
So when he
I
came in, it was the first time like linking up, you know. And
Yeah.
like when we were talking, briefly, it was about like Renza Nairas was like, yo, man, yo, but yo, that Renza Nairas was like, and he's all the way in the UK.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's, that's when I realized that, oh, okay, cool. Like, but that's not when I realized, but it's just one of the things that made me, like what you're saying now, maybe internationally, like, did it open doors? I would like to say
Yeah.
yes, some doors it did because people started paying attention to.
They were open minded now.
Yeah, they were open minded. Like, so in Africa, there's like they can make trap that people can relate to, because that
Yeah.
Rands and Naira's hook is like I'm yet to
Oh,
still hear a better hook than that one. I hear rappers
yo,
sing. I mean, rappers say all kinds of things to push their own people, but hey, man, the real
that's
story, the real
now.
truth is that Rands and Naira's is still like one of the
We,
greatest joints.
the crazy
You
thing is
know.
that we have one of like I want to talk about Chris Excel. Chris Excel is the biggest critic in the whole country. Like so,
Oh
he's
yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah,
yeah. When that man is
yeah,
being positive about, it's real. Like he's never capping. Like he's never
yeah,
capping.
yeah. He doesn't care because, but that's what I like because he doesn't really care about what people think. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't.
yeah,
It doesn't matter to him. Like he looks at like he just says what he says.
yeah,
And
yeah,
for me, I know what you're talking about because when he started tweeting about the hook kings, like the only guys, making, these who are good in these like hooks.
yeah.
It has to be AB Crazy, it's between AB Crazy and MT. So that was when I was like, oh shit, this is okay. That's at least someone said it, you know.
This is fact. Like we've had
Yeah,
hooks.
it's
Like not
facts.
saying
Someone had to say it. Someone had to tell people,
yeah,
the truth. Someone said it like, yo, this is. So I'm glad he did, and I appreciate that. Someone had to tell the truth, and as much as I see people don't like him, hey, he's like this, he's like that, but he tells the truth. You know,
like it
he tells the truth. I think if I were to fuck up, he would also talk about that. You know,
straight
so
up. Man. So yeah,
so
there's also Rashid K. Rashid K is one of the most respected homies actually in the underground sector. One of the most respected. He's saying the same thing. Hey,
yeah,
bro.
like yeah, because I mean,
How
like, come on,
does
do I
that
have to die? Like, do I have to die for people to say that, but AB Crazy did this,
yo,
or he's,
yo,
I mean, like, I just dropped Hurricane with Caesar Alakine, like, come on, like, it's nothing like I've done before,
yes,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Straight up. Very different.
you know it's
Yeah,
different. you know
yeah.
that's literally like saying, yo, here's a Kwaito beat, do something
Yo,
on it.
and
You
you
get what I'm
kill
saying?
it.
Yes. So what more do people want me to do? Like, for people to, but I don't care now, like, about whoever, because those who appreciate, and they do say, like we mentioned, like Rashid K, your Chris XL, they appreciate the work. They do see the work. So I only focus on those people who appreciate. But I'm just saying still, like, hey man, at least we not, if we just talking about rands and nairas and that was it, that was like the last time I'd made music or the last time I dropped a hook, then maybe you'd say, yeah, but yo, dog, you still need to, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But,
but
but
still,
yeah, but Hurricane is what's hot now. It's new now. That is why MT came, like, is it like a generation, I don't know, after us, after the
yeah,
cash time. Yeah, so
yeah.
these are like a generation after us, and he's killing the hooks. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, I'm not even supposed to be
So like,
mentioned amongst that, like the MT generation. You get what I'm saying?
man, I
I'm
feel you all
supposed
the
to
time.
be a legend when it comes to the hooks. They supposed to say, but AB used to, him and others who used to back in the days before MT. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but if I'm top two
Yeah.
right now
But when we
with,
think about it, who was there?
Huh? I don't know, but rappers have their own favorites. They'll be like, yeah, but there was so and so. But the truth of the matter is, it's about the consistency, though. Like I didn't just make one song. Rens and Matters was not the only hook I made. And all my other hooks and features don't sound like Rens and Matters. Kisses doesn't sound like
No,
Rens and Matters.
no,
Jova
not
that
at
I
all.
did with Fed Coop versus Mahuta doesn't sound like Rens and Matters.
No, yeah, man, like we can name like
You get what I'm
showcase is
saying?
different. Yo,
Showcase is different. It's like you can't really say, yeah, he's good, but like his style is the same. And I think that's
yeah,
what makes me number one. That's what sets me apart. Like that's what makes me the icon when it comes to hooks. And we're talking about now in 2022. I'm not talking about back then. Hurricane, if Hurricane, it's a simple hook, but I mean, radio's showing love, people are showing love. It's a dope song. You get what I'm saying? Because the
yeah,
hook is dope. So we're talking 2022 right now. You know, we going toe to toe with the kids, the new, like the generation now. I had a time
yeah.
where I had to be in studio with the late pro. That was then,
The
but
late
now it's
ever.
2022, and
Yeah,
now 2022 I'm mentioned among the kids that are
yeah,
killing it now. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying? My peers are not there to compete on that part. Like, you know, the if
I
we're
feel
talking
like,
hooks, you know.
yeah.
So if
And it's
I'm
possible
top two
next 10 years we can be talking about you and the other kid.
in the
It's possible
yeah,
that in the next 10 years we'll be talking about you and
yeah,
the other kid.
in the next, then there will be a new, like another like generation that will come, and then there will be another kid that's just gonna be as dope, and they'll still be saying, yeah, they be crazy top two. It's this kid and it's AB crazy, because obviously the kid is now, you get what I'm saying, fresh. You get what I'm saying? So that's amazing for me. I'm like, yo, man, let's ride on, you know?
Legend, man.
Yeah, but I'm
I said
saying,
this to you. You're a
yeah,
legend.
but like you see what I feel like right now, like when you say I'm a legend, it's like I'm a legend. Usually, when we talk about legends, we talk about people who did stuff back then, but right now they made way, they paved the way for the young ones. Now they just chilled, and but I'm here. I'm top two hook kings with
Yeah,
the kids. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
uh, it's
Crazy.
yeah, that's the crazy part, you know. And just because I think people just take advantage of me not really expressing myself, like talking about what you call like um not saying all these things. Like I don't go onto Twitter and like, guys, I did this, I did that,
Yeah,
I am so and
yeah.
so, I'm whatever. No, you get what I'm saying? So people take advantage of that. They're like, homie won't probably say much, so it's all good. But I focus on the real stuff, man. I don't have to convince people of something they know already, you know?
Do you remember those Instagram like battles?
Yeah, yeah, the verses.
Yeah, artists used to compete with songs like who has most
Yeah,
hits
oh
and
yeah,
stuff
oh
like
yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
would there be anyone who would be like, I can go with A B Crazy hook for hook?
No, I don't think there's anyone
It's
that
very
can
real, guys.
hook for
It's very
hook, because, like I'm saying, all the songs that I've made, all the Goodbye doesn't sound like Kisses.
mm-mm,
Hurricane doesn't sound like Jova. You get what I'm
mm-mm.
saying?
Oh, but
I can name all these songs. It's. But now with another artist that maybe I can go to, or whoever thinks they can go toe to toe with me. What will probably happen is it will probably sound like maybe like be like monotonous. You would actually sound like you. It would actually sound like you're listening to the same song over and over and over and over and over. You
one
get what
long
I'm saying?
song.
But this is,
Yeah.
you see, but this is what I managed to do, and I'm still doing it. I managed to sound different in
Shout out.
or differently in all the songs. Like there's no like so when you listen to Kisses, it doesn't sound like the same guy that sang Jova or the same person that sang uh what
Homecoming,
Homecoming,
Dreaming.
Dreaming. So
Come on.
that's just the truth. That's how I feel. I feel like we can go toe to toe. I can with anybody that wants to, but anyway, I wouldn't do it anyway. I don't think anyone
I,
is,
I know.
uh, no, like no one can. I wouldn't want to disrespect my work and myself like
That
that
much.
and allow
Yeah.
people to judge things that they don't even know. I don't want to give haters a platform to even talk nonsense. So I wouldn't do. That's why I didn't pay attention to that whole versus stuff. Because I mean,
Yeah.
like the industry is full of clicks and weird stuff, man. Like people are not as real as they seem,
Yeah. Yeah.
online and and
Most
all the stuff. There's never really love. The love that you get from your own people, like the people, like your label. You know,
Mm.
that's where you'll probably
Mm.
get the love. They'll give you the love because they push in your music. They need you to make more good songs, but not your peers. No, that's
Hey
not
man.
love. That it's not love. It's no. I'll hit you up when I think you're popping enough.
Mm.
And that's why it's so hard for OGs to put youngins on. The only person that actually ever did that, who was able to do all these things without all that, was Ricky.
Vicky.
you
Straight
know
up. Rest in peace.
Yes,
Kobe.
but trust me, most of these other OGs, like I'm an OG myself to the youngins, of course, but like there are
Yeah.
youngins that came from Mpumalanga that I've done features with. There's youngins that came from Limpopo that I did features with. I didn't
Yeah.
only work with the North kids, and so you
Yeah.
didn't have to pop for me to work with you, or you didn't have to be popping, you know. So
I've you.
yeah, so only Ricky
This,
did it. But the rest is like, who's this kid? Where is he from? Who's his dad? You know?
him.
Uh, yeah, like who does he know? Is he one of
Yeah.
us? Is he one of you guys? Like, is he, you get what I'm saying?
Man.
Oh, nonsense. And it's
You're
really,
here.
really, really just bullshit. So what most kids don't know about the game is that's what happens behind the scenes, and they don't understand that you had a shot to work with someone, and all of a sudden the features no longer happen. That's because you were
Yeah.
just not good enough for someone. Maybe it was someone in like management just said, nah, not that guy, not, and they mess up you because if you want to work with
That's
me and you had to contact management and my manager says no, you're not going to say AB's
even
manager is fucked up. It's AB Crazy's manager. We no longer want to work with AB Crazy. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying? if
Yeah, I
if you
feel you.
book me and I don't make it to your gig, although you sent the money to a different account, it wasn't my personal account.
Yeah.
You booked
It's
AB
always for
Crazy. AB Crazy
yeah.
didn't show up, so AB Crazy took your money. It will never be the AB Crazy's manager took the money. AB Crazy took your money because AB Crazy didn't show up. He never showed up to your gig. So what's going to
Yeah.
happen? When I'm no longer under the person's management, now I need your help. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm alone
If
now.
that
And now I'm going to be like, I'm alone now. I handle my own things. It wasn't my fault. It was so. You don't care, you know?
yeah.
Because when you
Yeah.
were paying for AB. You were not paying for his management. You were paying to the
Straight.
management, but you were paying for the artist to come deliver. So
Yeah.
um, it's just one of those things, man. Like that, I think youngins out there, kids need to understand about the industry. You
Yeah.
know,
So
yeah,
as we are reaching, we're approaching the end. So like let's talk about Showcase, bro. Like how did that come about? Like it's after a break and it's a different sound. How did that come about? What inspired that?
No, obviously, what inspired the sound is the change that's happening in the country, like in terms of music, you know. And to be honest with you, as much as we love trap, trap is still
Yeah,
dope, but it's just not what's happening now, you know.
yeah,
I'm a piano is what's happening now, and it's either if you can't beat them, you join them. It's not even about joining people because you can't beat them. It's about embracing what's
yeah.
ours, you
Oh,
know,
oh, yeah,
what's truly ours. Like, like when I did Hurricane, that's how I felt, like this is our music, you know,
yeah,
this sounds like this is South African, you know.
yeah. So
So
how did you decide
Showcase gave
that
me those vibes.
Showcase is very local, bro? Like it's internationally local. I don't know if it makes
Yeah,
sense, but
yeah, no, it makes sense. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
UK can play it and still feel the quality, the whole musicality, but it has a local feel because it's a South African song. Just like when you listen to
Yeah,
drill, you key.
yeah.
But how did you like decide who to feature? How do you decide? Because there's this kid who's playing the keys on. Now I'm talking about Hurricane,
Oh,
right?
Hurricane.
There's this,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Hurricane. There's a guy called Ron Pandemic. He did the beat. Then the kid you're talking about that was playing the keys. That was Tumisho. His name is Tumisho. So
okay,
I got the beat and I recorded my part. So obviously when we're in studio, we're chilling and then we're thinking of who to really get, and we
yeah,
thought, oh, Reason, Caesar Alakine can actually do good on this. Like his flow, and plus he's one of the rappers who understand what's happening right now. He's not
yeah, yeah,
shy.
yeah,
He didn't try to he didn't shy away from what's hot now and what's really happening. He acknowledged what's happening and he was like, I want to tap into what's happening. I'm not scared to try out. As much as we love hip hop, yes, we are. It's like you are representing hip hop when you do amapiano. When you're rapping on amapiano, you're still a hip hop cat, but you're representing, you know. So I
yeah.
did Mona Lisa, bro. I did Mona Lisa, and when we did Mona Lisa, no one said, "Oh, AB Crazy is now doing house music."
No,
Yeah, but I did Mona Lisa, and I was singing as a rapper. So how
yeah,
come now when Caesar Alakine is rapping on piano beats, you
it's
get
a
people
problem.
saying, "Oh, so Reason now is doing piano." Like, no, he's representing hip hop. He's adding
You know,
to the piano culture. He's adding that hip hop flavor to the
yeah,
piano culture.
yeah. The
You get
thing
what I'm
that
saying?
piano artists cannot do, he comes with that flavor and he adds it. It makes my piano more richer. Like,
And more,
yo,
yes, it's if you love hip hop, you'll appreciate a piano song that has Caesar Alakine.
yeah. You see,
You get what I'm
thank
saying?
you. Up to you. Shout out to you know, bro. I want
So,
to clear something on that before we go out.
yeah. So if you love hip hop and they play,
Look at this network. Look at this network. We're at the end of the show and it's trippy. So like, yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's been here. I appreciate it. Like, yeah, we reached the end of the show right now. So like, I'm just gonna ask him crazy the last two questions and then yeah, we out of here, man. Because it's been like way too long. I believe homie's also tired. I seen him like getting off the couch, sleeping and getting off again. I appreciate all that love, man. It's been over an hour right now. So like, yeah, let me get him back on so that we can. What did I just say? All right, yeah. So like, yeah, I'm just quickly getting him on. On inspiration, my brother, I'd like to know more about you because I feel you have some things to teach us. I don't know why, but I have a feeling like there's something we need to learn from you. I need to check you out. Shout out to thank you, Sis Angel. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate like the way you support me, big sister. You've
oh
been like
man,
really good to me. Appreciate it.
yeah. So I came to sit to this side. I moved because wow. Can you see me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we
So
about to
let's
wrap
yeah.
up.
So to conclude, is it better now?
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, because I had to move. I think our Wi-Fi now in the house is just yeah. Today, yeah.
It's true.
But anyway, yeah. But is it better now? I should have
Yeah, it's
just
better.
did the whole thing here. But anyway, so
I know, bro.
yeah, so you know, we're talking about piano, you know.
Yeah,
So when you hear me do piano, it's me representing hip hop, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like me going to the States and saying I represent SA hip hop. I'm from South Africa, you know.
straight out.
Yeah. So when Jay-Z did a rock EP with um oh, come on.
Fuck.
Okay. Nobody said with Linkin Park, nobody said,
Yeah.
"Oh, so Jay-Z's now doing rock music. He sold out." You know?
I mean,
Nobody
like,
said
come on,
that.
Namen Ko. That's one of the greatest things. Like,
Yes, it
sometimes you
was
just listen to
encore.
it.
Yes, the thing is, it's not you sold out. If you try it, maybe it doesn't work out. Then you can say, "Yeah, man, just stop what you're doing." You know.
Yeah, if it's not working.
But if it works, like Hurricane, it's a new vibe for me. New music, new sound. Showcase, new vibe, new music,
It
new
went
sound. So
down.
if people like it, if I drop that and people like it, then what's the, you know, then there's no issue, right?
It's crazy, man. Yeah,
Yeah, then there's no issue.
you came into this year like guns blazing. Like, you dropped three crazy songs. I'm not sure if like the other one dropped, but yeah. So I don't know where you
Yeah,
got
the other
this
one
whole.
just dropped. It hasn't dropped yet.
It's
The
about
what?
to drop, right? It's about to drop, right?
It's
But like,
yeah, yeah,
so I want to talk about the energy you came to this year with, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, you
yeah.
gotta make like the whole industry. Like, when like you went off for the first time and I had to bring you back in, I was saying that you will save. Like, I'm not sure if this is a big thing for me to say. I'm saying you will
Mm.
save hip hop this year. Like, you
You
will
think
bring
so?
hip hop back. How do
So
you
are you referring
do you
to?
realize what you came to
So you are you referring to
Hurricane?
what's happening now with Hurricane?
Yeah, straight up. And there's more that's coming because it's only
Yeah,
been
there's more.
introduced to the.
Yeah, no, there's more that's coming. So if you're saying that you're not the first person to say it, so I'm starting to believe it now. Like, okay, I think we onto something now. You know,
It's real.
because
It's real. Straight up.
so like it's happening. So all I'm saying is that sometimes we just need to be patient with these things. You know,
Yeah.
save your money, invest, find some good friends, um,
Yeah.
people you can rely on, and when it's time to move, you can move. When people start,
Right.
my battery, my battery is about to, I think because I
Yeah.
moved now, my battery is, yeah. So yeah, it might just, yeah. But anyway, let me just say this quickly. So to everybody out there, like, just when people thought I was quiet, I was studying the game. I was learning, what's new, what's happening, and I was trying to find a way for me to, you know, to come back in the game with a bit more knowledge and understanding, so I can move. And also the people I work with now also they know what to do. I can make
Yeah.
music now. I know the people that I'm with know what to do with it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah, man.
So,
So the question before this thing shuts us down because my battery is
yeah, I have like two. Like, this one comes from the
yeah,
people. So like the other ones
yeah.
I'll cut. One is about like getting a call sign from you, and then the other one is about like what are you working on this year? No, the other like the first one is
Okay.
about the second one is about why you always wearing cartoonish t-shirts.
Oh shit. And I'm wearing
I noticed that as well.
No, it's not like I'm always wearing. It's like when I do shopping, like when I'm out there like shopping, I'll be in the shop and there'll be things that catch my eye. you know, and then I
Yeah.
would buy those things, and then I only realized, yo, I think I
Like,
realized later on that, hey man, like my wardrobe is just full of these, you know, tees and hoodies, and I'm like, damn, you know. So now, even when I want to buy something different, like when I get there and I find it just gets my eye, and I'm like, ah, let me
yeah.
just get this. I'll buy something different later. But then later
Yeah.
on, I realized that, hey man, it's like my wardrobe just has all these, you know, and that's why now it's like almost every t-shirt I have is some cartoon character from wherever. And yeah, for those that
Yeah.
want to know, it's not my own label. I literally go to the shop and I buy the
Like,
like I buy the stuff.
yeah. The last one was about
Yeah.
getting a cosign. It'd be crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
How
Getting a
can one get a
cosign.
cosign?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but how like
Oh,
what do
so they do
they?
not know the label you're on, like you're running a label anyway.
Meaning like, do they wanna? How do they work with me or join me or get signed
Yeah.
or? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about the music. You know, I also have people who do like PR who push my music. So it's about
Yeah.
the music. So obviously, it's signing an artist is not about just signing just so you can say you've signed an artist. You know, we are it's business and we're pushing music. So if you have a good
Yeah.
song, chances of you getting signed will be high, you know, because at
Yeah.
least you have a product now, you know. So it's something to stand on. So things are different now. Back in the days, we used to be signed like for talent, like you could be rapping in the streets, you know, and someone
Yeah.
will hear
Yeah.
you and be like, oh, you know. But these
Is-
days, things have changed now. You know, if you come with
Yeah.
a good song, it's like, yo, this song is too dope. I'm investing in this. So that's how you can really
Yeah.
get a cosign, you know,
Uh, uh,
from
uh,
AB Crazy. Like if your music is really dope, because I don't wanna. I know a lot of people can rap and a lot of people can sing, you know, these
yeah.
days, but not everyone
Yeah.
can make a good song. So so record labels don't want to waste money with a potential, you know,
Oof.
because you could be able to rap. It's like a freestyle rapper, freestyle MC,
Yeah.
but they can't really
Then
make the music.
yeah.
So you can't sign a person just because you heard them freestyling in the street. You can,
16.
but all I'm saying is that now when you get to studio, it's like, so how do we, you know? But nowadays, I mean, we have kids who make their own music in their bedrooms, just like I did when I was coming up, you know? And they can email songs, they send songs, they can tag us on Twitter. Even if we don't respond, trust me, we hear everything. You know I do. I know I view, I listened, you know, I listen to it. If I don't like it, I just ignore, like I don't say anything. I don't even have to say no, this is whack. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You
listen,
can
and
just
if I don't like it, I'm like, okay, it's not for me. Maybe another artist may want to sign this kid. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I focus on the ones I like, you know. So all those kids that tag me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, I do listen. I do. I may not respond, you know, but I
Like,
do listen. I do, you know, because obviously I'm not gonna like everything, and I'm not gonna kill
yeah.
your spirit by telling you that you're not good enough. I'd rather not say
Yeah.
anything at all, you know. So they need to keep tagging us. They need to keep posting, you know, comment and say, listen to my song, you know,
Yeah.
keep doing that because I may not be the guy that may make that can take you further, but someone
Someone.
might hear it and say, no, I like this. Because remember, I have
Yeah.
my own type of music, the kind of sound that I like. So I'll always be attracted to music that sounds more like what I like. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if there's a kid out there that makes something I like, they're most probably gonna get a co-sign. But then if it's not
Yeah.
something that I like, someone else may like it because I have friends, you know, who see my posts, who see things. So yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, like, I guess this is us getting out. Network is also kicking us out as well. Thank you, man. Like, I appreciate you for coming through. I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah, shout out, man. I really appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate the time because like this has been one of the longest interviews you've ever done. So I really appreciate that, man. Like, shout out to you. So like, shout out to everybody that's been on. Like, yeah, it's been a crazy interview. So you now know who Ape Crazy is. I want you to put some respect on this legend, man. Like, go ahead and put some respect. So, like, yeah, shout out, man. We are Conversation with the Stars. I'm gonna see y'all next time, man. It's Uncle Blaque, aka the man who violated Diamani, and never the main man. So, vandaag, net Valley Ape Crazy, man. All the way from Nuts, playing Mpumalanga, man. We out of here, man.